Good evening, folks. This is Ron Tyler with Emergency Management Associates coming to you live from the crossroads of the West in Salt Lake City, Utah. The time right now is 6:06 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on February 6th, Thursday, February 6th, 2019. We want to welcome everybody here that is joining us live in our studio, in our chat here. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate your support, your caring, and welcome to our show. We want to welcome also those that will be joining us later tonight during the show, and those that will also be joining us on a later broadcast, delayed broadcast because they couldn't get us tonight. They'll be watching us another night, if you know what I mean, or another day. We want to welcome everybody here nonetheless. We have been very busy today. There have been quite a number of earthquakes all around the world, and we want to talk to you about them. We're going to show you in just a minute the USGS map. Now, this map is not everything that has actually occurred today. And you all that have been with me quite a while know that the USGS, the U.S. agency, does not report everything that there is. And we rely on the EMSC, the Volcanic Ash Advisory Center, for quite a bit of our emergency seismic information because it just doesn't happen with the American agency. We also rely on the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network for our seismograms, and we will not be showing you any seismograms today, but we will try to be showing you some seismos tomorrow. We are hoping to get a special guest on our program tomorrow, so we will be advising you of that as the information comes around. We have been working all day today to get things together for you, and we hope you enjoy tonight's show. I'm going to show you now the map from the United States Geological Survey. This, like I said, is not the full and complete map here. We will be showing you the EMSC map, and we will also be bringing up some other graphics as we can get through this program. We want to show you to begin the program. Usually we start down in the South Pacific, but tonight we want to show you here a graphic showing earthquakes just off the California coast. There were actually 3 earthquakes off the California coast today. The first one happened to occur at 8:20 a.m. this morning UTC. 8:20 this morning UTC. This was a 3.8 magnitude earthquake. As you see, it was just northwest of Petrolia, California, on the just in the ocean here, off of the coast of California. Now, this is just north of the Gorda Escarpment here. The Gorda Escarpment is what leaves California and goes out into the ocean here. Okay, this is the Cascadia subduction zone that we are worried about here. This is the Gorda Escarpment. It goes out approximately 150 miles off the coast, and I'm going to bring it in here to show you. This is the Gorda Escarpment. This is what they call the Gorda Ridge out here in the ocean here. This is the Gorda Ridge. Once we get to the Gorda, end of the Gorda Ridge, we come to the Blanco Fracture Zone. This is the Blanco Fracture Zone. At the end of the Blanco Fracture Zone in the Pacific Ocean, we come up on the Juan de Fuca, the Juan de Fuca plate right here. Okay, so we have the Cascadia subduction zone, the Juan de Fuca, we have the Blanco Fracture Zone, we have the Gorda Ridge, and we have the Gorda Escarpment. All of these earthquakes today were just barely off the coast on the Gorda Escarpment. Like I said, the earthquakes that hit today. We had 3 of them right here just off the coast of California. This first one was a 3.8 magnitude earthquake. Then we had a 2.5 that hit at 10 a.m. UTC. This was 9 kilometers, approximately 3 miles west southwest of Petrolia, California. Then, over here at 11:05 UTC, we had a 3.1. So let me recap right here. We have a 3.8, we have a 2.5, and then the lesser earthquake hit. Well, the lesser is just 2.5, but then we have a 3.1 that hit at 11:05. Okay, so we had this one that hit at approximately 8:30 this morning, 10 a.m. this morning, and 11:05 this morning. 1, 2, 3. Then within the last 45 minutes, we've had one earthquake hit over on land. A 2.8 magnitude quake has hit approximately 3 miles northeast of Petrolia. Petrolia is down here. We're looking northeast, 3 kilometers, approximately, I want to say 3 miles northeast of Petrolia, pretty close to 3 miles northeast of Petrolia. So this is concerning us. This is in Northern California. This is close to the Cascadia. This is on these 3 are on the Gorda, and then we have this one up just northeast of Petrolia, basically over by the Mendocino Ridge, Mendocino Hills. Mendocino Ridge is a fracture zone that comes in here from the coast and goes into California here, into Northern California. Up here, we have Mount Shasta, Mount Lassen over here. There are volcanoes just north of this area here. But that is what is going on today in Northern California. This is concerning. This is concerning. So we will be coming back to this area. We will be coming back to this area in just a minute. Now, I want to go down here, and again, the USGS map does not give us everything. It just does not give us everything. Let's go down here to the South Pacific. This is a 5.1 magnitude earthquake, 83 kilometers, approximately 50 miles south of El Esperance Rock, New Zealand. New Zealand is down here. These 2 islands constitute the country of New Zealand, which is Zealandia down here. This whole area is Zealandia. But this is up in the northern part on the fracture zone here, where 7.2 activity occurred about a year ago, a little less than a year ago. So we're here seeing a 5.1 over here today. This may very well be an aftershock of the large earthquake, the very strong earthquake that hit over here north of New Zealand. Now, if that earthquake last year had hit on land, there would have probably been a total devastation of the towns and cities around where that earthquake had hit. But since it was out in the ocean, there was no devastation, there was no destruction. Again, as we have stated before, the water surrounding this earthquake tends to make the seismic waves a lot less harmful. They dampen the effect of the seismic waves. And that's what happened today with this 5.1 off the coast of New Zealand, up here north of New Zealand here, on the fracture zone. Up here we have Tonga, we've got Fiji, we've got Vanuatu, and further over here we have the Solomon Islands. Okay, let's go over to Papua Indonesia here. Over in Abapur, Indonesia, we had a 4.9 magnitude earthquake. We have also seen very strong, very large earthquakes here in Abapur, Indonesia last year. This also might be an aftershock of some of those larger earthquakes. But this being a 4.9, again, I don't completely trust the agencies, as you already know. So I'm going to label this a 4.9, 5.0. 4.5, 5.0 large earthquake hit over here in Abapur, Indonesia today. Down here in central Indonesia, over here in Siang Keeming, Indonesia, I'm trying to pronounce this town um, here, a 4.8 moderate earthquake hit 96 kilometers south of Pisang Kengmeng, Pisangkemeng, Indonesia here, south central Indonesia here. This is also southern Java. Southern Java. Going further up north, also here in Indonesia, where we've had large earthquakes in the past, here is a moderate 4.5, a mid-range 4 in Tobelo, Indonesia. Tobelo, Indonesia. Now I'm going to take you up just south of the Philippines. Today we had a 6.0, a very strong earthquake, a 6.0, 105 kilometers southeast of Pondagitan, Philippines. Pondagitan, Philippines. This area has also had very strong, very large earthquakes in the past, and it got hit again with the 6.0 earthquake today. Now, it's out here in the ocean. It's away from mainland and towns and everything. So again, it's a very good possibility that there was no damage or injuries from this quake. It probably was felt over here in the Philippines. Probably was felt over here in the Philippines. This hit at 1:40 p.m. UTC today. Now, also over here was a 4.8 moderate quake, approximately an hour later, 79 kilometers east of Sarangani, Philippines. This was probably in all reality an aftershock of the 6.0 that hit here just south of Mindanao, Philippines. This is Mindanao, Philippines. Davao City is right here in the central part of Mindanao, Philippines here. And Davao is where we had the 6.3, 6.7, and 7.2 earthquake just several months ago. So they have seen their share of devastation. People have been killed, injured, and basically that whole area devastated. Schools totally destroyed, could not open, homes destroyed, buildings uninhabitable. They had their share of destruction over here in Mindanao, Philippines, Davao City, and that area. All right, let's go up here to Taiwan. Nothing there. Nothing here over in Luzon Island, Philippines, at least on this map. We're going to go see the EMSC in just a few minutes. Over here off the coast of Japan, USGS is making time on a 5.3 magnitude earthquake, 107 kilometers east-southeast of Tagahagi, Japan. Tagahagi is over here near the coast of Japan, but this earthquake of 5.1 hit over here in the ocean off the coast of Japan here. All right, let's go over here to the east. We know for a fact we have earthquakes here in Chile and Argentina area. We had moderate and strong earthquakes in here. We had a 5.0 off the coast of Mexico here. Again, where are they today? What has happened today? I am going to show you in a minute what has gone on over here in the Puerto Rican area and over here just north of of the U.S. Virgin Islands here. Okay, over this earthquake actually happened in Guadalupe, the island near the island of Guadalupe today, a 4.6, a moderate 4.6 here in Guadalupe. But we've also had activity over here north of the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico area, and we're going to be going there in just a few minutes and show you what happened there. So let's go over here, further over here into Asia. Oh, why did it do that? Here we go. Over here in China, Wengping, China, 4.1 moderate quake hit there, south central China here. And it's very close, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's very close to where we've had coronavirus outbreaks in Wuhan, China here. USGS is also reporting a 4.0 over here in Atlit, Israel. Atlit, Israel here, 25 kilometers west-northwest of Atlit, which is approximately 12, 13 miles. They're reporting a 4.2 over here in off the coast of Greece. And folks, we've had another large earthquake in the south of Greece, a 5.2, approximately 12 to 13 miles west of Neochorion, Neochorion, Greece. Okay, and actually it's in the north of Greece. I'm sorry. I believe this may have been an aftershock over here in Yerevan, Greece, 4.2 there. But this earthquake is a 5.2 large earthquake. It's over here on the north side. I believe it's on the north side of the Aegean Sea. Yes, it is actually. Aegean Sea is down here, and this is very north, up in the north central part of Greece here. Then we have Albania up here. But again, we're not totally seeing everything going on here from the USGS side. Over here in Bosnia-Herzegovina, Croatia area, we've had a 4.0 magnitude earthquake there. USGS is not showing us anything over here in Italy, France, Germany, Switzerland, Spain area, nothing. But I'm going to show you earthquakes in just about a minute here. So let's go do that. Let's go do that thing right now. I'm going to bring up this other map here. Okay. While I'm waiting for this map to come up, you guys just give me a second here. I'm going to take care of some business here too. Oh, we have also invited Scarlett to be on our program tonight. She could be on here in just a very few minutes. We're going to kind of wait for her, but I want to cover some more earthquakes before she gets here, even while she's here. And then we want to talk about coronavirus. That's one of the reasons I have invited Scarlett to be on the program tonight, is we have quite a bit of information about the coronavirus. And yes, everybody needs to know it. There's still widespread of the virus. There's widespread of the virus there. And she has a lot of information that we want to share with you. So that's what we're going to do there. Okay. Hopefully she'll be joining us very shortly. But let's go over here right now going to show you this map. Wouldn't you know? I hit the app and something else comes up. That's so funny. That's hilarious. All right. We're going to be talking earthquakes. We have quite a few earthquakes around, including up earthquakes up in the Cascadia area and over in British Columbia. There's just a bunch of stuff going on. All right, going down to the South Pacific. Going down to the South Pacific. These are the earthquakes that have happened over in the New Zealand area where we started just a few minutes ago. You can see what has happened there. These are mostly twos. I believe there's a three or, yeah, here's a 3.05 just on the east coast of the North Island in New Zealand. Like I said, most of these are twos, 2.61 over in the Cook Strait. Kahurangi National Park in the South Island of New Zealand had a 3.04. Kahurangi National Park, South Island, New Zealand, 3.04. And also they've had numerous twos down there also on the north part of the island, 2.21 and a 2.62 near Canterbury, New Zealand. Most of the rest of these are all up north, as you can see. One over here near White Island. This is concerning to us because White Island is still agitating over there. It's throwing up small plumes and some ash. And we've had a lot of small earthquake activity around there. And yet we have a 2.21 earthquake that's registered there near White Island. And north of White Island, there we have two more quakes. We have a 2.5 and a 2.47. 2.5 and 2.47 north of White Island as well. And then we have that earthquake over in the north of the mainland over there, along the fault. We have numerous other earthquakes, 4.26 in the north end, or north of the North Island, 4.42 and 4.26 out there. And then one of the earthquakes that they didn't show you on the US map, we have a 4.6 in Fiji today. It happened at 5 p.m. earlier today. It had a depth of 385 kilometers. 385 miles, about 650 kilometers, which means we're going to attach a 1.2 to this earthquake, a 1.2 to this 4.6, which means we're going to have at least a 5.8 to a 5.9 magnitude earthquake as a result of this 4.6 over in Fiji today. Now, this earthquake may generate that shallower, stronger earthquake. It could go south towards New Zealand. It could go east. It could go west. If it goes east, it'll probably go towards Vanuatu. If it goes east, there's a possibility that that energy could travel over to Easter Island and over to Chile. So we'll have to see what happens. But having this moderate earthquake there, being such a deep quake, all bets are off as to where that seismic energy is going to end up. It's probably somewhere in the vicinity of 3 to 10 days. That 5.8 to 5.9 magnitude earthquake is going to hit. We'll see where it goes. Okay. Like I said, there are an awful lot of earthquakes over in Indonesia that the USGS did not even mention today. Didn't even mention. Abapura, like I said, got hit 4.9, 5.0. Papua Indonesia 2.7. And then there's one other earthquake here, and it was a 3.1. 3.1 there. All right. Again, over in central Indonesia, we had a 3.7 there. We're going to go over a little bit west, another 3.7 in the Banda Sea. Going over towards the Flores Sea, we have a 4.4. I'm showing these because I'm showing you the buildup of seismic energy as it's moving west. 4.4 there. Again, we've had a 4.8 in Pisang Keming, Indonesia. We talked about that, the 4.8 there. And right next to it, just east, we have a 4.7. So 4.6 over here, 4.7, 4.8. Okay, that's what's going on there. Again, going north, a 4.4 in the Flores Sea. Further north, a 4.4 Buru, Indonesia. Then we have a pretty good cluster of earthquakes. Halmahera, a 4.3. A 3.4 just east of there. 4.3 north of Halmahera. I'm sorry, doggone it. There we go, 4.3 just north of Halmahera. And going west, we have a 4.5 Tobelo, Philippines. That's the one USGS said we had. And then we have two more here. We have two more here. A 3.3, doggone it. We've got a 3.3 and a 3.2 just south of the Philippines. Okay, we told you about those earthquakes just off the southeast coast of the Philippines. There's 9 earthquakes out there. There's our large earthquake interspersed with aftershocks all around it. Okay, that large earthquake is 6.2. On this map, it's a 6.0. USGS had it as 6.2. The Philippine agency is 6.0. But it's out in the ocean. Again, it's right in the fault area. These are fracture zones in the ocean. Undersea fracture zones in the ocean. We told you, we've been telling you over a period of time, those of you that have been with us, told you over a period of time that that whole area, Indonesia and the Philippines, is a huge plate after plate after plate subduction area. One plate subducting under another. And that's why we have these earthquakes. Plate tectonics in action. Now, that earthquake, that large earthquake, hit at 6:40 this morning. Just south of there, 6:43, an aftershock of 4.6. South of there, a 3.3 at 12:20 this afternoon. Going east, southeast of that 6 was a 3.0. Jose Abad Santos. We talked about the 4.8 in Serengana, Philippines. That happens at 7:20 after the earthquake as well. So we had a moderate earthquake, 4.8, after the 6.2. A 2.8 west of there, 4.2 57 miles east of Jose Abad Santos, and going northwest, 54 miles east of Jose Abad Santos, we have a 3.4 aftershock. 3.4 aftershock there. And then one other earthquake northwest of there, a 3.2, 42 miles east of Jose Abad Santos. Look at the fracture zone here. Huge fracture zone. That whole area, folks. Look at that. The fracture zone going right and literally right underneath the country here, right underneath Mindanao, Philippines. Okay, over here on the south end of Mindanao, Philippines, Colombia, Philippines, a 3.1, a 3.6, 9 miles east of Kibulan, Philippines. And over here on the southern tip, we have a 3.2, 22 miles west of Jian, G-I-A-N. So they've had more earthquakes than the U.S. had pointed out here. Okay. Then, like we said, over off the coast of Japan, we had that large earthquake of 5.3. But we've had several other earthquakes over there just off the coast as well. North of Tokyo in Iwakishi, Fukushima-ken, Japan, we have a 3.8. Gosh, I wish it wouldn't do that. A 3.8 there. North of there, we've had two earthquakes over on the north end of Honshu. Miyagi-ken Oki at 3.6. Miyagi-ken Oki, 3.6. North of there, folks. Miyagi-ken Oki, north of there, we have a 3.40. Okay. Now I'm going to go east again. We're going over to South America. There we have Chile and Argentina. Let's talk about that first. South central Chile, we have a 3.0. Just north of there. Coquimbo, Chile, we have a 4.0. Coquimbo, Chile, this whole area is not foreign to earthquakes happening. Earthquakes happen in this area all the time. Coquimbo, Chile is actually, in past years, had an 8.0 there. Over here in Argentina, near the Chilean border, we have a 3.6, 50 miles southeast of Soquer, Argentina. That's a 3.6. Just northeast of there, a 3.7. Oh, I'm sorry, doggone it. There's a 3.7 there. And one other in that same area, just north of there, a 3.1. So they got hit by a series of threes today. All right, going north, Tarapaca, Chile. Tarapaca, Chile, we have a 3.0. We had one here yesterday. And over in southern Peru, the same place we had yesterday, we have a 3.7. This happened at 10:10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time this morning, a 3.7 in Moquegua, Peru, southern Peru. Okay, let's go further north. Barranca, Peru, we had another earthquake there. This quake was 116 miles east of Barranca, a 4.4 magnitude earthquake there, just off the coast of Barranca, Peru. Doggone it. I don't know why I did that. All right. Sometimes the the app automatically just goes off and does what it wants. Sometimes it'll come to a web page that I didn't even want, didn't even recognize. Anyway, South Ecuador is next. We've gone from Chile and Argentina up to Peru and now north into Ecuador along the coast, a 3.6 off the coast of southern Ecuador today. Now, we did not have any earthquakes over here in Colombia, Venezuela, Tobago, Trinidad area today. Trinidad's over here off the coast, nothing there. Venezuela, Colombia, nothing there either. Now, let's go talk about this quake over in Guadalupe. This is a 4.6 magnitude earthquake, and it's just off the coast of Guadalupe Island. Just off the coast of Guadalupe Island. Now, as you can see, there's there's Guadalupe Island here. This is over in another fracture zone here between islands in the Caribbean there. Okay, let's see if we can show you something. If we can pull it up. We have small craters out here. Small craters. There's actually quite a few of them all over this area. Now, these islands are all magmatic. These islands are all there because of volcanism. Volcanoes. Now, as we keep telling you about these volcanoes, we have magma underneath them. Of course we have magma. We are seeing a worldwide event. I'm going to call it a worldwide event of magma movement all over the place. We have magma going everywhere. Magma movement is all over, from southern Italy, Sicily area, over into Asia, all through the Ring of Fire, up into Alaska, and back down through the United States and down to Mexico, Central America, and South America. It's everywhere. We have magma moving all around the world, and we keep seeing that. We have showed you seismograms all over the place, over Washington, Oregon, and even up into Canada. These seismograms show magma movement. We just showed you some, I believe, yesterday. Quite a bit of magma movement. Mount Baker, Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, Eastern Washington. It's all there. It's all there. We can show you seismos of over in San Francisco Bay. There's a lot of movement over in San Francisco Bay and over into Southern California as well. You have to know about it. You have to know about it. In just a minute here, we're going to go over into the United States, and first we're going to go over to Hawaii, Alaska, and then come back into the United States. We have quite a bit of information to pass on to you tonight. Over here in southern Puerto Rico, we're still seeing a lot of aftershocks. And like I said, we're going to continue to see aftershocks here for many months and years to come. These aftershocks are not going to go away because of these large earthquakes that have happened here. Okay, usually if we have a 6, the earthquakes will last for maybe 6 months to a year. But these were 8.4 and 8.0. The scientists are saying, oh, they were just 6.0, 6.4, but they're going to have earthquakes here for 10 years. You're going to have aftershocks for 10 years. That does not normally happen with the 6.3, 6.4. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Now we continue to have earthquakes over here northwest of Puerto Rico. This is up in the Gulf of Mexico area, Atlantic Ocean, Gulf of Mexico area. Furthest north is a 2.6. Going down to this cluster, we have a 2.8. We have a another 2.8. Come on, basic thing. 2.79, 3.69, and a 3.5. So we have some twos and we have some mid-range threes in here. Again, aftershocks at the 6.3. They had aftershocks at that 6.3 immediately after it hit. There are 20 or 30 aftershocks around here in northwest Puerto Rico right after that 6.3. That's why it's surprising to me to see agencies not reporting even a single earthquake after 6.0 or above earthquake. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. Don't buy it at all. Now you'll notice where we have the Cayman Trench, just north of these earthquakes. Yep, that's exactly right, the Cayman Trench, Cayman Ridge there. Over in the Dominican Republic, the north central Dominican Republic had a 2.8 today. A 2.8 near Villa La Mura, or excuse me, not La Mura, La Mate, Villa La Mate. Then over here in south central Indonesia, we had a 2.6 near El Cercado. El Cercado. All right, that's what we have. Over here along the Cayman Trench here, where we have these earthquakes in the Cayman Islands here, there's not one single aftershock being reported. Again, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Going over here to Central America, Panama, we have a 3.2 today. Gosh, why does it do that? 3.2 here in Panama. Northeast of there, up in Costa Rica, we have a 3.1. 3.1 there. Over North Costa Rica, just off the coast, we have a 3.0. So we continue to see a small earthquake activity here in Panama, Costa Rica area. Going north, again, North Costa Rica, here's a 4.4. 4.4, earth seismic increase. Seismic increase. Nicaragua, here's a 4.0. Let's go north. El Salvador, a 3.2. Now this one may surprise you guys a little bit. It's just barely, it's just barely over here in Guatemala. We have another 4.2 up in northeast Guatemala, excuse me, not, well, it's more north central Guatemala. It's right at the border of southern Mexico. Okay. Then we have our famous swarms of earthquakes. These are 3s and 4s. We had a 5.0 over here last week, and I honestly believe that we may have another 5 very shortly. I don't think it's going to be within this week, but we're going to have another 5 here very shortly. Scarlett, are you here?
I am. Hello, Ron.
Hey, young lady. How are you?
Good. I'm trying to get the video started here.
Happy day.
Hello. How are you?
Great. Cheers.
Cheers. I have some water.
You got water? I got water. Good thing. Good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy day.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I just was going to show some earthquakes over here in Hawaii. And then I'll show some earthquakes in Alaska, and we'll go over to Cascadia. Because guess what? We have some information on Cascadia tonight.
Oh, we have some activity. That's exciting.
We do.
You know,
Over
every
here-
day has been
Yeah.
just overwhelming with the activity lately. So,
Yeah,
you know,
it
it's
really is.
back to back to back, you know, just constant news. You know, there's not a break at all.
No. Over here in Hawaii, again down here in Pahala, let me get my pen because my big fingers are all over here. This is southeastern Big Island, Hawaii, Pahala, Hawaii. We have 20 plus earthquakes again. Now, these 20 plus, or excuse me, not 20 plus, last night was 20 plus. This is 10 plus earthquakes here in Pahala. Look at this. Large swarm of earthquakes in Pahala. These, I'm going to read a few of them off. These are twos and ones. 2.0, 1.76, 2.11, 1.83, 1.98. Plus we have another 9 there. This is a large swarm of earthquakes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 earthquakes there. South of there, we got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 earthquakes down there. They're all over Pahala. Now, what we found out, we've done some digging in the last week or so, and I talked about it last night, and I talked about it a few days before that. These earthquakes in Pahala are due to magmatic movement beneath the surface of the earth, headed up to Kilauea. Most of these earthquakes, and I'm going to show you this, I'm going to open it up. Most of these earthquakes, this one is 19.9 miles deep near Pahala, or around Pahala area, southeastern Big Island. Now, we have earthquakes down to 3 miles beneath the surface. 3 miles beneath the surface. That's telling you something. The magma is moving up as it gets closer to Kilauea. We have magma infill going on at Kilauea. Magma infill going on at Kilauea. Look at this swarm. It's incredible. It's incredible. Now, I'm going to show you Kilauea here because we've also had 2 earthquakes over in the north part of the volcano. In the well, it's not even a caldera. Inside the volcano. Now, this is only showing a small hole. This whole area, folks, is totally inside the crater now. It's inside the crater now. It collapsed last year. So these earthquakes are inside Kilauea in the crater. This one closest to what used to be the rim is a 2.41, and this one outside is a 1.71. These are in the volcano itself now. These are inside the crater. Inside the crater at Kilauea. Now that's not all, folks. We've got more. We've got more. Over on the southeast flank of Mauna Loa, we've got another earthquake. We've got quite a few earthquakes here. This just happens to be a 1.9. Over on the southern flank, we have a 2.13. This is at Mauna Loa, folks. Now you can see right inside the crater there, and right at the top of the crater, we have 2 more earthquakes. Again, this is Mauna Loa. We have a 2.28 and a 2.32 at Mauna Loa. Mauna Loa. Now, we keep having activity. Yes, we have substantial activity infilling going on at Kilauea. But look at the number of earthquakes around Mauna Loa. And north of there, Waimea, Hawaii, we have a 2.15. Now is Waimea, is Waimea part of the infill of Mauna Loa? I don't know. I'm going to have to research this particular earthquake near Waimea, Hawaii. Okay. But as you can see, we have another volcano there that's been dead for a while. It's been dead for a while. Now this earthquake, 2.15, is only 19.6 miles deep, similar to the one that we pointed out over at Waimea. Or not Waimea, I'm sorry, Pahala. Now I'm getting my places mixed up. Go figure.
Yeah, it's been a while for us to be talking about Kilauea and the activity happening there. I don't, and you weren't on when Kilauea erupted like I was, but I wanted to look them up while you're talking about this because I can't get it to pull up on my computer for whatever reason.
These are all the earthquakes over on the Big Island today. Quite a few. Quite a few. In fact, if you wanted to group them together, we could call it a large swarm of earthquakes over on the south and eastern parts of the Big Island today. And we have 2 volcanoes responsible for it. Now, I was talking to Bella, the one half of the Bella and Rebecca twins, that put together the depth and magnitude conversion chart. I was talking to Bella yesterday, and I have to agree with her that part of the problem that we have with a lot of these volcanoes is now the scientists are considering that Hawaii is the heart of the magma movement. Hawaii may be the a large part of the magma movement in the Ring of Fire. That is the thought. It used to be thought that no, Hawaii had nothing to do with Cascadia. Hawaii had nothing to do with anything. Well, now the scientists are backing up and going, well, there may be
something a little more to that than what meets the eye.
Yes.
They've always said that, the Hawaiian archipelago goes down to the mantle layers, and with Mauna Loa being the largest volcano in the world, you'd have to assume that it has a robust, almost amazing, awe-inspiring magma chamber.
Right. Now, earlier today, Volcano Discovery sent me this. This is information on Mauna Loa. During the past week, there have been over 134 small magnitude earthquakes that were recorded by the Hawaii Volcano Observatory beneath the upper elevations of the volcano over the past week. The strongest at that point was a 2.4 on February 3rd. Most earthquakes occurred at shallow depths of less than 5 kilometers, 3 miles. Now today I showed you several earthquakes around Pahala that were 19 miles deep, and even one over by Mauna Loa, over in Waimea, that was 19 miles deep. So these are deeper than the Hawaii Volcano Observatory is saying, but these are all around Mauna Loa. These earthquakes, 134 earthquakes in the last week, were all around Mauna Loa by itself, in addition to the earthquakes over there associated with Kilauea. So that's what's going on there. It's quite interesting to note all this information because we have not been told this information. Quite honestly, we haven't seen this information until today because it has not been reported. It just hasn't been reported. We've seen some earthquakes around Mauna Loa, most of the earthquakes around Pahala and Kilauea, but we have not seen that over at Mauna Loa. And it was just a little bit of a surprise today to see this this information to come down from the Volcano Discovery channel, the app, showing that we have this activity there. Very interesting indeed. Now we continue to have earthquakes over in the Central Aleutian Islands. Atka, Little Sitkin are still erupting over here. Erupting by mean steam plumes and earthquakes around those volcanoes there. Going over to the very tip, the western tip of the Alaska Peninsula in Unalaska, we have a minus 0.41 at Shishaldin Volcano. Shishaldin Volcano, folks, the 0.31 there. Going north, Sandpoint, north and east, Sandpoint, Alaska, 4.4. Increasing magnitude, folks. Let's go further up the peninsula, see what's going on. King Salmon, Larsen Bay, Kodiak Station, 1.6s, 1.8s, Kodiak Station at 2.3. Let's go up to Mount Redoubt, minus 0.35 above sea level. Magma is up in the volcano. We already know that.
We do.
A week and a half ago, we had steaming, continuous steaming going on. We had steam eruption going on for almost a week over at Mount Redoubt. So today we have magma up inside the volcano at 0.35 over at Mount Redoubt here. Kalifornsky, Alaska, just east of Mount Redoubt, we have a 1.3. Anchor Point, just south of Mount Redoubt, we have another 1.6. So we have activity around Mount Redoubt. It continues to happen. I want to take you up to Anchorage. 8 miles northwest of Anchorage, we've got a 1.3. 1.5 at Big Lake. We have a small cluster of earthquakes around Mount McKinley. Mount McKinley, folks. Go figure. Go figure. It continues to happen. More and more earthquakes. Over at the the southwest flanks, we have a 1.3 and a 1.7. Southwest of Mount McKinley. Over near the summit, we have a 2.9, a 1.4, and another 1.4 near the summit. Over on the east side, 1.5, and up north, we got a 2.1. So we have ones and twos all around Mount McKinley, near the summit and all around Mount McKinley. Earth changes, folks. Lots of earth changes. Now, we have earthquakes going up into northern Alaska here. This earthquake was at Nenana, North Nenana, Alaska, 1.4. These are just minor earthquakes up here. 1.4, 1.0, Esther, Alaska, 1.5 in Fairbanks. Wonderful Fairbanks. Then over in Kobuk, Alaska. Last year at this time, we had a 6.3 in Kobuk. Today we had a 3.1. I believe this is an aftershock from last year's 6.3 at Kobuk, Alaska, Northwest Alaska. Also, it had another 2.4 there as well. So 2 earthquakes, 2.4 and a 3.1 at Kobuk, Alaska. Now, this one is at the Arctic Circle. This is a 3.0, 34 miles west of Arctic Village. Arctic Village, Anchor, the Arctic Circle got hit by a 3.0 earthquake. Now, we don't have any oil and gas pumping operations in the Arctic Circle area. North, we do up at the north shore of Alaska here, but down over there at the Arctic Circle, we do not. Now let's go south, folks. Skagway, Alaska, we have a 2.3. British Columbia, Fort St. John, a 2.6. Fort St. John, British Columbia, we have a 2.6. Let's go south again. Port Alice, British Columbia, off the northwest shore of Vancouver Island. Doggone it, keeps going away. We have a 2.7 west of Port Alice, off of Vancouver Island. We have seismic energy again. Is it going to build up? We're going to have to wait and see. But quite honestly, from the seismos I saw yesterday, and I'll show you seismos tomorrow. I'll show you seismos tomorrow. But Port Alice having more activity again, we'll see if it builds up. Now we have another quake that the U.S. agency is saying is a blast. Tannerite, somebody playing with tannerite up at the mine up there, Princeton, Alaska. We have a 2.57. Usually we don't get 2.57s out of a tannerite blast or a mining blast. There we get ones. This was a 2.57 out of Princeton, British Columbia today. All right. We're not showing anything again in Washington and Oregon? Really? We showed you the seismos yesterday at Washington and Oregon, and they were very active. Mount Baker, over to Mount Rainier, west of Mount Rainier, and over down into Mount St. Helens. We showed you earthquakes down at, or not earthquakes, magmatic activity down at Mount Hood. So we showed you, you know it's happening. We're going to show you seismos tomorrow night. Let's go over to the Yellowstone Magma Chamber, Lincoln, Montana, 1.6. Now these again are not all of the earthquakes over here in the magma chamber at Yellowstone. Cascade, Idaho, over near Challis, we have a 2.07. This is the western end of the magma chamber. Going east over West Yellowstone, 22 miles west-northwest of West Yellowstone, we have a 0.86. Then we have a cluster of earthquakes we want to show you here. A cluster of earthquakes in West Yellowstone. Let's go over here in the west. A minus 0.31 east-northeast of West Yellowstone. These others here, folks, we have a 1.68, 22 miles east-northeast of West Yellowstone, 1.68. Just south of there, we have a minus 0.2, meaning it's up inside the hill, above sea level. We have a 0.15, 21 miles east-northeast of West Yellowstone. I'm sorry. Here we go. Then, 3 more earthquakes here. 21 miles east-northeast of West Yellowstone, 0.44. Going west, minus 0.44, meaning up inside of a hill. We have inflation going on. One more earthquake in this cluster, 1.68, again 21 miles east-northeast of West Yellowstone. A cluster of earthquakes in that area, folks. It's moving. it's moving. And this isn't all the earthquakes. This is not all the earthquakes. I believe we had 15 or 18 earthquakes here. Okay, we're going to go down to Idaho on the south end of the Yellowstone magma chamber. Soda Springs, a 2.06 today. Soda Springs. Garland, Utah on the south end of the Idaho border. Garland, Utah got hit. This is constant area over there near Crystal Springs, which is a natural geothermal feature with hot springs to sit in and everything. Garland, Utah got hit. That's not all, folks. And they already took it away. The Black Rock Desert volcano out here. The Black Rock Desert volcano got hit and they took it off the map. This was a 2.4 magnitude earthquake over here. Now, we talked about those earthquakes up here just off the Gorda Escarpment, off of the coast of California. The 20 plus earthquakes over in the geysers. The geysers got hit. We had activity over by Mineral, California, Chester, California, and Greenville, California, over by Tahoe, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. Mogul, Nevada. Do we have any moguls over in Mogul? 1.5, or 0.5, I mean. Yerington, Nevada, 1.2. Folks, this is just north of the Longs Valley area. Mammoth Mountain got hit. We had a small swarm of earthquakes at Mammoth Mountain. Lone Pine, California. Now you see all these earthquakes here. We're back having pretty good substantial number of earthquakes. Where? The Mojave Desert. Kozo Junction. Doggone, it keeps disappearing. I hit it. There it is. Kozo Junction. Dropping down to Little Lake. All these earthquakes in Little Lake, right all through in here. Okay. Searles Valley. These are 0.69s, 1.54. Ridgecrest is 0.5. 0.5, 0.64, 1.49, and 1.49 there, all over. We have a pretty good swarm of earthquakes getting over here and dropping all the way down through Searles Valley in the Mojave. Quite a few earthquakes all over that area. Going down to the Garlock area, Johannesburg, California got hit again today. Gosh, it's just very 0.83 at Johannesburg along the Garlock Fault. Going down the Garlock, still in the Mojave, 1.14. We're approaching the San Andreas here. Going down to Glen Avon, where that acid pit is, where they tried mining gold back in the 1800s. Glen Avon, California got hit, 0.68. Lake, well, let me back up. Cabazon, California, 0.57. Indio, California, got hit today. The Anza Gap, got hit today? Of course the Anza Gap gets hit. Got a good sized swarm over here. The Anza Gap. Then we drop down into North San Diego County, Aguanga, California. San Diego County, North San Diego County. 0.54, 0.46. Lake Henshaw. For those of you who've been with me a while, Lake Henshaw, east of Escondido got hit. Lake Henshaw was a fishing spot of mine. 0.61 at Lake Henshaw. Again, consistently getting hit almost every day. Not quite, but almost every day. Borrego Springs is 0.67 and Anza is 0.71. Again, North San Diego County. Julian, the apple capital of San Diego, 1.64 again. Apples gonna fall off the trees. They keep getting hit. Go figure. Yesterday we had earthquakes. Yesterday and the day before we had earthquakes at Calipatria, California, just south of Salton Sea. Southeast of Salton Sea today, Nyland, California. Doggone it. Okay, it's not good. 1.37 at Nyland, California. Southeast of the Salton Sea here. Then south of the border, not far from Cerro Prieto volcano. 1.73 here. Now we're almost done. We're going to go talk with Scarlett in just a minute. Just have a few more earthquakes to talk about here. And we're going to bring up Scarlett. Over in Mentone, Texas, a 2.60. 2.60 in Mentone, Texas. That is an oil and gas pumping operation. Helena, Oklahoma, 1.63. 2.73 in Minco, Oklahoma. Lindsay, Oklahoma. This is a 1.55. And then one more earthquake going east, a 3.9 in Kinta, Oklahoma, 3.9. Okay, now we're starting to see some larger earthquakes in the central part of the country. Again, these earthquakes in Oklahoma are part of the oil and gas pumping operations, man-made earthquake faults, drill points in the earth where man has drilled into the earth to extract oil and gas, and in doing so made a man-made earthquake fault. The drill hole is a man-made earthquake fault, and they're getting hit. A 3.9 in Kinta, Oklahoma. 3.9 Kinta, Oklahoma today. It's happening. We have some earthquake seismic energy that has escaped California and made its way over into Kinta, Oklahoma. So that's our story tonight on earthquakes. Scarlett, are you there, young lady?
I am. Hold on. Give me a second.
Happy day.
Let me get myself together here.
We want to talk about the coronavirus.
Everybody in chat and hanging out. So.
Yay, chat. You guys in chat are awesome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, you guys are great in chat. I can definitely say that. Everybody is great in chat. So.
And Laura, thank you for emailing that stuff. We appreciate it.
Well, you know, everybody's been sharing stories the last couple of nights and just really connecting with each other. And it's been a really nice thing to see. And I appreciate everybody in chat. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes. So we have a few things to talk about. Oh, I have something to talk about. Ready Hour. So that's my Patriot Supplies brand of food. Okay. It came today. I'm so excited. So they are a little bit behind on shipping right now for people who are ordering. I'm really excited to have this. So It averages, like they said, about 1,600 calories a day for one person, but there's so much more food than that in here. So My Patriot Supply has started Ready Hour, which is the same thing as their My Patriot Supply foods. Just a little bit different packaging from something like this, but it's the same company. They've just come out with like a new packaging style, a new campaign for this Ready Hour, so people will be ready, right?
Right.
So with that being said, you do get 4 packages. You get soup. I got soup in mine, this is a really good soup, you guys. I make this a lot instead of buying like the packaged soup at
It
the
is
store.
really good.
It is really good. It's a really good soup. And you don't really have to add anything because it has like a chicken flavored broth with potatoes and onions, and it's a really good soup. So if you have some extra meat, or if you have some dehydrated meats or freeze dried meats, this is the way to go. I love this soup. You also get black bean soup, which I haven't tried this yet. This is something new. So I'll be excited to try this and see, maybe add like some taco spice in this or something, some taco seasoning.
You can also drop some taco shells in there, some crunched up taco shells. Awesome.
That would be a good idea too, actually. That's a really good idea. Creamy chicken flavored rice. And I have made this before, and they say it only makes so much, but it makes a lot. You're going to have like a whole large pot full of this if you make this. So I hope people like understand, like, it's not just going to be a little bit of food. Like, I've made these on camping trips and things like that, and it ends up being too much. And the last but not least, and everybody's favorite, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason why I haven't tried the mac and cheese yet. So this is that I'm saving more for like the kiddos and stuff, because they're going to enjoy something like that more than soup. My daughter loves soup, but my son not so much. He's not a fan. But the reason why I'm showing you this is that I am putting this 72-hour kit up for giveaway. So we will get that squared away on the website and open up the contest page and all that. But I'm going to be giving that away to one of our listeners. So this comes out of my personal stash. This isn't sponsored by My Patriot Supply. This is just something that when I picked these up, I decided that one of our listeners would get one 72-hour kit themselves. I'm going to put in a couple of the medical grade masks in there for you guys. It's got like a little foam strip up here at the top to give a good seal. It's got a liquid barrier for the inside and the outside. It's a level 3 grade mask. I'm going to put 2 of those in there and a couple of Santa Claus in there that do help kill human coronavirus. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to get the contest page set up. And have you guys enter. We're going to do it quickly so it can be kind of sent out, probably a 2-week contest, so that it'll be out before the end of the month. But we're going to get that out to somebody, one of you listeners out there. So as a thank you for listening to FRN and being with EMA. And so we thank you.
Thank you very much. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of contests and giveaways coming up. Up North CBD has decided that they are going to sponsor a giveaway. Now, this is just my personal that I use. It's a company that I believe in. But they're going to sponsor 2 giveaways with FRN as well, for a CBD giveaway and a kratom giveaway for those who don't know what kratom is. It's a plant from Southeast Asia. It works similar in the pain receptors with like pain medication. And I know that in the past, I've met a lot of listeners in chat, in other chats who use kratom. So look forward to those giveaways and more, because we have a lot of people who are ready to start to do giveaways and partner with us. So it's an exciting time here on FRN.
Yeah, it is. BJ just said it's nice to put 1 or 2 of them in your car in case you're stranded someplace where you have food, and also have some water there.
Just put a couple bottles of water. Oh, I was going to throw a Sterno can in there. So I was going to throw a little Sterno can in there as well, so that you could have emergency type like heat, so that, if you have like a small metal cup, you could at least heat up water, put that in there, and now you've got food. So those type of tips and tricks are just important, anywhere, because you never know when you can end up with not having anything. Car breakdown, weather, road closures, you never know what could happen. And I think it's important to try to have things that you could use that will be helpful for you.
That's great.
Yeah. So I'll be excited for that. So I'm going to go see what everybody's, you know,
I just love that.
for tonight. And we've been, definitely still watching. Coronavirus is just getting to a point where you don't quite know what to say about things anymore.
Right.
It's a dark time for the world. I can tell you that, at least for China, what's going on the ground. It's dark days right now.
It really is. A lot of people are being affected here. You still there?
Yeah, I'm absolutely still
Okay.
there.
I'm getting some digital cackling going on.
Okay.
Anyway, I got a. Let me see if I can find it here. I got an email from My Patriot Supply. I thought it was from My Patriot Supply. Where is it? Where did it go? Doggone it.
Yeah, everybody in chat who's talking on YouTube, you should have a seed stash. I personally have a very large seed stash. I will be starting some indoor plants here pretty soon, and then getting ready to start, the outdoor, first cuttings. But yes, you want to use heirloom seeds so that you can reproduce your seeds, save your seeds, be in a seed saving culture and mindset. If you use heirloom seeds, you don't use, some hybrids will produce, if they're non-GMO, they will produce seed that you can use again. But it can't be a genetically modified seed, because genetically modified seeds, they don't produce seeds that reproduce. And so therefore you would need new seeds every year. So an heirloom, non-GMO seed, organic seed, these type of things. The next show, I'll have to pull out Baker Creek Seed Company, rareseeds.com. They have a great catalog that's like full color. They have very rare heirloom plants that have lots of vitamins, nutrients, things you don't find, but that would grow naturally here in North America. Some exotics too. But it just kind of going back to more of our pioneering roots and using plants that were once there before that we've kind of got away from cultivating. And I think that using those type of products and using those type of seeds and supporting these companies do help us all. You can grow in an apartment. You can grow with no land. Somebody mentioned Ice Age Farmer. Yeah, Zero Land Challenge. We'll be doing it again. I don't have land right now, but I still can grow a full garden. So no one has an excuse. And I'm on a 3rd floor. So I'm not on a patio, mezzanine level, anything. I'm on a 3rd floor balcony. So, and you can grow plants, trust me.
You can grow them indoors too.
Yeah, absolutely. I grow corn, I grow cucumbers, I grow tomatoes, strawberries, zucchinis that are, state fair size, everything. So you just have to know how to do it and what you need to plant and how you need to have your setup. But then after that, it'll be years of cultivation to come. It really doesn't take that long to kind of get over the learning curve, especially if you use some of these more specialty products that are made to kind of grow for people that don't have green thumbs. It seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, it does. I got an email from My Patriot Supply today that was concerning, and they are concerned about people. They wanted us to pass this on to you. Saturday morning, January 25th, they sent out a message to their entire management team at My Patriot Supply. This was just 11 short days ago. News of the coronavirus outbreak was just starting to spread, and it was fast. It was going fast, and it's gotten even faster today. And an overwhelmingly large number of unprepared Americans started to take notice. Now, and as the as they say here, now is the time that's going to test the true strength of our infrastructure. They go on to say, you see, we've spent the last 18 months investing well over $1 million into people, product, and infrastructure to bolster our response capabilities the next time the disaster strikes. We launched our delivered in 2 days policy, guaranteed, as a promise as our standard shipping method back in September last year. We also launched 2 additional distribution facilities, one in Kansas City, Missouri, one in Richmond, Virginia, and their primary facility that's right here in Salt Lake City, Utah, to support that 2-day guaranteed delivery uh, service. And my stuff came in 2 days, 48
Mine
hours.
did
In fact, it was
not.
less than that.
Mine did not. And they're telling people though right now because of the coronavirus though and the increase in shipping and the increase in, just availability, they're having a little hard time. Now,
Yes,
to be
they are.
fair, I ordered it Friday night, of which I think I ordered it after 3 p.m. Okay, so they don't ship after that. So Monday would have been the first available day. It got here Thursday. So it wasn't too far behind, less than a week. But considering that they're saying their shipping is a little delayed. Now, I ordered some non-food items that are coming from my Patriot Supply, and I'll see how quick they get here. But I'm pretty excited about that. I got some more. I got the Alexa Pure pitcher that was on sale for the deal of the day. I was very excited about that. They brought it back. I was going to buy it that night, Ron, that I told you I was going to get it, and then it went away, and it wasn't there, and they took it away. And then I went back for it the next day, and it was back. And I was like, well, I'm getting it.
Because I just looked at it. It was $24 today. I'm going to get it.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal anyway, but you got a few dollars off. And so I did that. And then I got the wild food playing cards. So the wild edible playing cards. So they show edible plants on one side, what region of the country they're found, and then some information about them with the full color picture on the other side. Yeah. So I thought those were neat and just something that you could put in your bug out bag that could be a game, but also helpful. So I thought that was something that is purely selfish, but I still thought it was a good resource because I don't have too many books or information about edible plants. And that's just something I feel like we should have.
Yeah. These guys are great, folks. These guys are great. Now, in addition to their normal 2-day delivery that they've had, and they've had a little bit of a hard time with delivery because of the large number of shipments that they're getting into and out of their facilities. But their packaging, they've re-engineered the food pouches, the specialized packaging material that was used to give the product their amazing shelf life guarantee of 25 years. Our packaging strength and durability already exceeds industry standards. But we wanted to make it better, stronger, and more puncture resistant, all while continuing to use food safe USDA and FDA approved materials. They've increased their inventory out of their Kansas City and Richmond facilities to carry a bare minimum of 4 weeks of inventory at any given time. The Salt Lake facility carries a bare minimum of 60 days. Their industry standard is 2 or maybe 3 weeks of safety inventory. But now as they are in what is normally a slow time, they're now in one of the largest single runs on emergency preparedness supplies.
That tells you something. Who's buying all of this? They claim nobody's thinking about it. They claim that no one's concerned, but my Patriot Supply is being sold out constantly. Yes. And they're having a hard time to replenish. And that's never been an issue for them, ever. Besides maybe one other time when I know Alex Jones covered it very heavily when it did happen, because he has a private label through my Patriot Supply. And so that was something that he had to be let in on as a private labeler when you're selling the product. Even if you're selling it as Alex Jones through my Patriot Supply, you still have to know where your supplies are. So it's a little concerning that we're seeing this We haven't seen supplies sell out, so that's not the concern. It's just the rapid amount of people who are ordering it to the point where logistics are getting clogged up.
Yeah. But they're,
That's what I see.
yeah, their logistic, they they normally run 18-hour processing days, and now they're working 16-hour days,
Yep.
7 or 6 days a week. They constantly, literally, have convoys of semi trucks headed into and out of their facilities every day. And into the facilities got, everything from green beans, potatoes, pasta, strawberries, oats, and much more. They say during this crisis, when this crisis began, their entire team has stepped up. It says here there has been more than one day within the last week where I personally haven't left the office until after midnight. The dedication and loyalty to serving you, our wonderful customers, is echoed throughout the company. Everyone from every department is working countless hours in order to serve you better as we make it through this massive backlog. We've talked to all of our competitors. We are pleased to learn that even during this delay, we are still delivering orders to customers faster than anyone in our industry.
Yep.
We're
Yeah,
pleased to
because I
report,
mean, I ordered, like I said, and it took, a few days, but it still was less than a week to
yeah,
get here.
50% of the orders that are placed on our website, they say, are shipped within 24 hours. While in rare orders, some orders may take 7 to 10 days while we
Yep.
wait on additional inventory. Even those orders are still reaching customers faster than anyone else. Is that good enough? The short answer, they said, is no. Well, we build a larger safety supply than anyone else and launched multiple distribution centers to enhance the speed of service. A crisis like this still shows us how vulnerable we are, not only as a company, but as a country. We've already made the decision internally that once this crisis passes and we are able to get back to normal operations, we will be increasing our inventory even further so we're better prepared the next time there's a run on survival products. It's happened multiple times throughout our history, although never to this extent, and it will happen
Wow.
again in the future. This is coming from the president company. You have my personal commitment that we will learn from this experience and make additional investments in our collective future. Won't you join me? The question we've asked every single hour, the people have asked, should I place my order or wait? The answer is very clear. Place it now. Place your order now. Reserving your place in line will only ensure that you get your products faster, as we do expect to reach a point where orders may be delayed even further. The absolute smartest thing to do is act now. In addition to reserving your place in line, getting your orders placed now also helps us to communicate to our supply chain increased demand, which keeps everything running even smoother. Anyway, he goes here from the folks here at headquarters to the hard working employees and suppliers that live in almost every state in this wonderful country of ours. You have our most sincere thanks for your business and your support. In Liberty, Matt Redhawk. Okay, that is the newest. This just came out today. I just got this email today. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay, this is important. It's not just our country that's in trouble here. Other countries throughout the world, and I'm sure they're getting orders from throughout the world too. Plus, I was told last week that it's not just my Patriot Supply, but many other preparedness companies are being told by the U.S. government, we want your supplies. So they're fighting that as well. So it's important that everybody gets their orders into My Patriot and get your food and whatever else that you need, your other supplies. Get it done now. You're going to guarantee that you have the food
Guess
when you
what,
need it.
Ron? Guess what? I found it. Everybody in chat, I found it. Yay. Okay. And this is what you need, everybody. Survival seed ball. Survival seed ball. My Patriot Supply. Okay. Survival seed ball. Okay. It's a great thing. Has many different seeds. They're all heirloom. Comes with beans, peppers, cucumbers, carrots, lettuce, cabbage, red beets, sweet peas, corn, tomatoes, broccoli, squash, spinach, onions, beans, cantaloupe flowers, zucchinis, watermelons. But survival seed ball.
Yay.
Light is awful and terrible, but survival seed ball. That's where it's at. That's what you need. Nice Patriot Supply does have it. So it's a great thing. I enjoy it. I've been using and saving those for a while, and I have a few different heirloom styles, but I have like a medicinal pack of seeds and tea seeds for tea garden and just many different herbs and seeds.
It's awesome, folks.
Yeah, I've been with my Patriot Supply for a long time. So now that there's a time that I can actually combine with them, you know, I've been purchasing from them for years. So, and they've been a big part of my preparations. They've been a big part of trust in my family anyway. So it's just exciting now to see where they're going, but it's also scary for them to tell us, hey, we're having a hard time getting orders out. Our 2-day guaranteed shipping now has kind of had to get pushed back. That's a really concerning thing, because that means not just a few people are buying things. You know, we already know a lot of the masks and a lot of the other, you know, specialty equipment is going down by the wayside quickly. You know, websites are having, you know, quotas and what you can order and what you can't order and how many, the quantity, you know, etc.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
It is very concerning. But please get your foods, get whatever you need, and get it very soon. The time to act is now. You know, we think that Cascadia could go any day now, and it could. But on the same token, we look at other things too. We've got this coronavirus that's spreading like wildfire, and we need to be ready. We need to be ready. The latest information that I had on corona, as of last night, over 100,000 people have been infected, and now we believe there's over 200,000 cases just in the last 24 hours or so.
That's true.
You know,
and we're up to like, I think, let's go check BNO really quick with the BNO news tracker, which has been a really good coronavirus tracker for people who are looking for more information on that. I'm gonna steal the screen real quick, Ron. Show people this before we head out of here for the night. So here's the table below. We're currently at 31,481 confirmed cases worldwide with 639 fatalities.
yeah, that's wild.
It is pretty wild. When you think about that, yeah, you know, 22,000 cases in Hubei province, 619 deaths, 3,100 serious, 841 critical. Yeah, that's a lot of people just in Hubei, but that's where Wuhan is. So it's not too surprising. You know, everywhere else, we're starting to at least have quite a few. Tibet still has only one. So whatever the Tibetan monks are doing over there is working. So we might want to talk to them about their herbs. I'm sure that's got a lot to do with it. But it's interesting. So here's the cases worldwide. And a lot of the cases, we have to remember, aren't being counted. So like the cruise ship cases, not being counted in Japan's official totals because not all of them are Japanese. Yes, they're off Japan's waters, but they're not going to count them as cases for their country, nor are the countries who have the cases are going to count them as their cases either. So, you know, we have quite a few cases missing through the gaps. Even those that could be those that are diagnosed still have no, you wouldn't find them in these totals. which is interesting.
Yeah,
There is a potential unconfirmed report about 7 cases in North Korea, but North Korea has not confirmed or denied that either way to say.
yeah. We've also had one confirmed case of a 32-week-old baby, a 32-week-old baby that has contracted this virus, and they believe it's from the mother.
Yeah. Yeah, the mother was positive for coronavirus. So you can do what you will with that. We don't, but I would assume. And, if it had more of an HIV component, like people are speaking on, like they censored the Indian gentleman who wrote the paper on that, it would make sense that children would be born with it, because I've never heard of a mother who has a cold or coronavirus or any other virus besides like an HIV, a few others have, there's a few that would show and transfer to the baby to be infected.
Right, right. But it's going crazy, folks.
It's
We've
only going to
got
get worse. We're under MML. We need to realize that the time is now to start to organize. You heard the talk last night. We had the talk last night, and we're activating. And that's all we can do is, if these cases get larger and more here, we're going to have to set up neighborhood grids, state grids, regional grids to the country so that we don't end up like China.
yeah,
We don't end up with our doors being barricaded shut, and we don't end up with police grabbing us and throwing us into white vans and no one ever sees us again.
yeah. Now, speaking of which, 360 more people arrived from Wuhan province on 2 jetliners today. They arrived at Travis Air Force Base in California. And Travis is one of four DoD facilities being used as quarantine facilities here in the United States. We have that one at March, we got one at Travis, we got one at Miramar Marine Corps Air Station, and I don't remember where the fourth is right now. I think it's on the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but it's serious, folks. It's serious.
Yeah. What are you going to do to protect your family and others?
And 113 missionaries from Hong Kong are being evacuated from Hong Kong because of the virus.
Yep.
So it's serious. It's big time serious.
Well, it's been big time serious since we decided to declare a national health emergency for
Right.
the first time in 50 years. It's been serious. I mean,
Yeah,
U.S. Title Codes 8 and 42 give them the right to basically take us over at this point. So they can come and do whatever they want. So what is our plan? That is what we need to come up with. What is the plan?
Yeah.
What does this look like? If we start getting cases and they keep creating more coronavirus treatment bases, are you going to go to one of these? Because if you don't, you're going to be considered a health threat, and they're going to try to snatch you up anyway. So
if you quarantine yourself in your house, if you have the preparedness supplies, food, water, clothing, etc., you're probably going to be fine if you quarantine yourself in your house.
Yep.
But if you don't, that's when you're going to have problems, and the government's going to possibly step in and snatch your butt.
Yeah.
We don't want that to happen.
No. And the one thing we have to think about now, too, is when do we start wearing masks? When do we actually start having personal protective equipment on our person?
Every time I go out, I have a mask on. Now, this is a surgical type mask. But quite honestly, we're going to an N100 mask on Sunday if we go to church. Honestly, I don't want to be around 100, 200 people without some kind of protection. I just don't want to take the chance. I already have health issues. I don't need this too.
Well, yeah, and for those who have health issues, it might be something that they want to start thinking about. Let's not forget that the flu season is still here. People are still catching flu. So you may want to just mask up for that reason if you have a threatened immune system. I don't think it's too crazy to potentially start, but like I said, when is that going to be the full public shift of opinion?
Right. Now, we don't have any confirmed cases here in Salt Lake City. yet. But I don't want to take the chance. I don't want to take the chance. Just up the street, we have some wonderful neighbors from Malaysia. We have other people from Hong Kong around here. We've got people from all over the world in my general neighborhood. I don't want to take the chance. I don't think they want to take the chance either. I hope not. So you got to protect yourselves, folks. Got to protect yourselves. It's very, very important. I can't stress that enough. I really can't. We just want to make sure people are protected.
Well, people are talking in the chat about, how China is talking about that you had to dispose of your pets. And,
right.
There was a commenter who said, well, I don't think it'll come down to that in the Republic. If they say that the animals cause it, you don't think people will be willing, even if you don't want to kill your pet, you don't think somebody else will if they see it? People already try to poison people's animals. I mean, honestly, truly. So if they say this is the threat and we have found XYZ and now we feel that because of that they must be destroyed, most people go along with what the officials say. So bye-bye. That's it. Because that's what they told people. They're causing the, remember, the whole ruse is that this started at the Wuhan wet market with animals. So it's not too far-fetched to now tell people you must destroy your animals because the animals are the cause, you see. Now we're a little bit smarter over here and are saying, well, wait, hold on, where are the animals that you've ever tested to prove that any of them have this coronavirus or even a mutated host, parental version of this? You don't have that. So I'd like to say no, because I'd like to think everybody's good patriots and we'd be like, no, that's crazy, prove it. But people are so brainwashed where, people roll up their sleeves already for a flu shot every year and don't question what's in medications and don't question, what's going on now. So for when the officials come out and say, oh, no, they're causing the issue, you don't think that they could take you out too? That's my only... It's something that makes me caution, because I'd like to say no, that would never happen here, ever. But the way people have been acting with this, it's a double-edged sword, this illness. And I think it's here to cause some division. And I think it's here to cause mistrust. And I think it's here to cause questioning of what's happening. Because it's just something all new together.
Yeah. Laura said here in chat, you should watch Dr. Bones' videos on masks. He shows a proper way to put them on, take them off without contaminating or recontaminating.
Well, that's smart. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I highly recommend it. I saw his video earlier today. So I highly recommend you guys take a look at it. Dr. Bones on YouTube. Okay? Very important.
Definitely. We'll have to maybe, put a link up to the video so people can, utilize that and think about what would a decontamination station look like at your house? What would that look like for you and your family? How would you decontaminate if you need to go out and get more supplies? Who's going to be that designated person? Cities in China are now picking a person to go out. Well, if something similar happens here, who's going to be your designated person? Because remember, they're going to do unprecedented measures to try to control this. And public health policy states that they can do whatever they need to do to control the spread of disease within their borders. So now that we're under medical martial law, or MML, for those who didn't catch that, they can do whatever they want to stop disease and the transmission of disease and vectors of disease. So, I mean, I'm just concerned at this point because now it's free-for-all for our rights. First Amendment gone. We still have our Second Amendment, but Fourth Amendment gone. The right to search and seizure, our property, and we could be looked at and taken away and everything can be snatched up. California has a specific law on the books that they can even destroy your property during a public health outbreak. And take over your house, destroy your items, destroy everything, take everything. And that's okay because public health. Yeah. So we need to be very careful about where this goes and watch the people. The next 2 weeks are going to be paramount to figure out, and we're already kind of like a week into my timeline of 2 weeks. But let's say we start from now and go 2 weeks ahead, they're going to be paramount in what's happening with the disease. We're going to know a good idea of what's happening because it'll be around about a month then. Right. At least for us in the Western media. For China, this has been going on since the beginning of December.
Mm-hmm.
This is a longer time now. They haven't been locked down very long, but now it's time to be wrapping it up. So now more cities are being told that we're going to padlock you in your homes. You're not going to get out. We have to lock down. We could see that in America, and how would Americans react? We've seen it before during the Boston bombing. They locked down the city of Boston as they went house to house looking for those suspects. So we've seen a lockdown, but not in the medical sense. But we watched one before, and people just sat there as people were being attacked. You know, people's houses were being ripped through and, you know, just gone through, and no one stopped it. So what do we do if that gets here? I guess is the question we need to ask ourselves. Are we bugging in? Are we bugging out? And the time to think about that is now.
Yeah. Make your decisions now what you want to do. And yes, we're getting close to the end of the program. Put your preparedness plans in order. I stressed this so much over the last year. Make sure your preparedness plans are in order. What you are going to do and when you're going to do it, where you're going to go, the routes you're going to take if you're going to bug out. If you're sheltering in, what supplies do you need? What are you going to do for your family, each member of your household, your children, your dogs, any pets that you have need their own supply kit. What are you going to do to protect them and to make them happy? They're your kids, folks. Yes, my dad didn't like calling dogs and cats pets or dogs and cats kids. My grandparents did, and I'm doing the same thing. They depend on us. Our other human children depend on us. Make sure they're taken care of. Make sure your spouse is taken care of. Sometimes other spouses don't take care of each other. Please make sure your spouse is included in your planning.
Yep. Even if they don't believe in it, just make sure you have their supplies. So then when it happens, you're like, see, you told me this wasn't going to happen. Here are your supplies. And you know, just let that olive branch out, because people are going to be in desperate times. You don't want desperate times to turn into desperate measures. So just include those people. Have a little bit extra regardless if you can. If not, prepare for yourself. Do whatever you can to make sure you're as ready as can be. If you can't be as extreme ready, that's okay. Some ready is okay.
Yeah. Make sure your plans are ready. Make sure your supplies are ready. That each member of your family should have a emergency kit. Okay. Make sure everybody has a kit. It's very important. Take care of each other. Love each other more than anything. Now, folks, we're about to end. We're about done here. But please know that we care about you. Know that we love you. We're trying to give you the information you need to survive what we're going through. Who knew that we were going to face the coronavirus?
We didn't.
Now it's here.
We didn't expect a disease. I haven't, because, you know, I had a little bit pandemic preparedness set up, but not as much as I do now. But it wasn't something that I was preparing for.
No, me.
I was preparing for maybe individuals once the event happened to get sick, but not the event being people being sick. Right. So that's one that, yes, we knew pandemics could happen, but we hadn't had one. I mean, SARS really didn't touch us. It wasn't that many people in comparison to even now. We're way above those cases. We're about 4 times as many cases as SARS. So, I mean, at this point, we didn't expect this. So that's why I think, you know, if nothing else, you know, people are complaining about using bleach and Lysol. And yes, I'm usually crunchy. And I would say, no, under usual circumstances, absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. But now with this, you need something to kill the virus. You're not going to be just able to, this is one of the most potent viruses in the world. You're not just going to be able to kill it with just about anything. Now, if you get healthcare grade or just regular peroxide or vinegar or things, yes, if you know how to apply and use them. But you need something. And if all you can afford is $1 container of cleaning vinegar or $1 container from bleach from the dollar store, that is better than you going at it alone.
Right.
That's it. You know, you don't have to think, oh, I must need the, you know, the most super quality preps. Not necessarily. You need whatever you can get to get you through to survive.
Bingo.
Survival. It's not luxury prepping, you know. You don't have to make it expensive. It can be cheap if you need it to be.
Right.
You know, and maybe we'll look at like 10 things for $10 that, you know, to protect yourself under for the coronavirus or something. You know, I mean, just something so people feel comfortable, because I know that's the number one issue with everyone included, you and I, everyone.
Yes.
Money only goes so far, and money makes the world go round. And so we'll see what happens. You know, we're already having injections of money into the Chinese bank, etc.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting times, and I'll be joining you a few more times during this so we can keep talking about what's happening.
Yeah. Just take care of yourselves. Get things together. We've been talking about this quite a long time.
Love one another, please. Love one another.
Yes. Hold each other close. Don't let another day go by without telling the person that you love them. Give them a squeeze. Give them a squeeze. Okay? This is the time to do it. The time is now. The time is now. Not 2 days ago, not 2 days ago, not 2 days from now, not 2 weeks from now. Do it now. Tell them you love them, that you care about them, that they're the most important person one of the most important persons in your life. If you love them, share it. Love them to pieces. Love them to pieces. It's not going to hurt you. It's definitely not going to hurt them. It's going to make all of us better people. All of us are going to become better people through it. Folks, God bless you. Do know that we love you. If anything else happens, we're going to be back here to share it with you as soon as the information becomes available. We are going to be back here very shortly. We hope you have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Let's see, that is 7 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, we will be back with you. We keep getting asked every day, are you coming back tomorrow? Yes, we are.
Yep. Every day, God willing, that we can be here, we will be here.
Yes. So please know that. We are always here. We're always going to be here, no matter what. Literally, no matter what. Okay? But anyway, I want to say one more thing before we take off. I don't know where that's coming from. Here we go. Let's get rid of that. There we go. There we go. As Walter Cronkite would say, and that's the way it is. Thursday, January 6th, 2020.
February. February. You did it.
Yay.
You did it,
I did it. For Emergency Management Associates, we're here with Scarlett Alamis and Ron Tyler. Have a great day, folks. God bless you. Do know that we love you.
Good night, everyone.
See you soon.